Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Go Dad Farming. Hope you all had a wonderful couple of days. See a lot of enjoyment coming out of the last few videos that we've put out, so I'm really quite happy with that. Today is our big day. We are going to harvest our long grain rice. We've waited quite a while to do it. Got a few things to set up here before we get going. We have to attach our trailer, which we haven't really had any reason to use to this point, to the big case tractor that we have. And then after that, we're going to pull the combine out and we're going to get straight to work because we have to get all this stuff harvested probably by the end of today. And then we have to decide whether or not we want to sell it or if we want to hold on to it and wait for better prices or not. And just as I mentioned, we're getting right into it. As you can see, I got the trailer. The trailer that leaves rather a lot to be desired, honestly. It's such a small trailer on that giant case that it's kind of embarrassing, but we have to roll with it. So got the Massey out of the storage shed. It's all ready to go. We are going to start our very first harvesting of this long grain rice. We're going to see if it's actually worth it to farm this stuff or if we might just do away with it after this one. So let's get this harvester started up. I'm gonna put it down in the ground and let's see what happens here. I'm pretty excited. Man, how cool is that? Look at that. Our first harvest on the farm. Well, other than the grass. Obviously, we've been harvesting grass for silage for quite some time, but this is really exciting, guys. I'm really looking forward to see what we get out of this, honestly. I'm not sure if it'll be much, but it really just depends on whether or not, we talked about sort of extending this and making this one large long grain rice field, but depending on how much we make here is really going to make a difference on whether or not we keep doing it or if we move on to something else. Obviously, we're going to try and get the cattle started up, so we have to keep that in mind as well. But with that said, we're doing it. This is a big day. This is, at least in my opinion, I think it's a big day. Me oh my, you guys just missed a whole bunch of harvesting because I'm an idiot. I completely forgot to hit record and start recording what we were doing, but regardless, I finished the rest of that field. I ended up filling the grain tank on this harvester. I filled that cart. It holds exactly, well, all but 1 liter of what was in the grain tank it held, which is really odd to me because I thought it would be in even numbers, but I don't know, maybe something weird was going on or something, but there was 1 liter of long grain rice left in the grain tank in the combine, so that's actually pretty good news in my opinion. I like when my trailers are kind of either the same or hold more than a full grain tank on my combine, so definitely happy with that. Another thing I'm pretty happy about and quite frankly excited is the fact that we kind of set our goal in the last video. Got stuck on something. Yeah, but we set our goal in the last video of trying to buy that property across the street. If I remember correctly, it's $225,000, so it's quite a bit of money, but we could do it, and honestly that's what we're going to aim towards. Hopefully in the next couple videos we'll get over there and start messing around with that property. Now I will say this, when we do go over to that property, I made a decision, actually last night I was thinking about it, that we are going to do the buildable farmhouse. I know I've heard a lot of back and forth on whether it's worth it or not. I've heard a lot of people talk about how, the buildables just take too much resources, takes too much of your time up, but honestly, I want to try it out for myself. I think we could do that. I think it'll add another facet to what we have going on here at the farm, and if we have more tasks to do, so be it. We're going to figure it out as we go. Yeah, so I just wanted to add that. Definitely looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting away from Grandpa a little. He is still staring. Since we moved in, the man hasn't stopped staring at us. So it's time to get a little space, We like him. He's a nice guy. He does have some great ideas. He has some great knowledge to, sort of give us, but being stared at all the time is not fun. It's very unsettling. So right now I'm pretty happy with the amount of rice we're getting out of this field. Honestly, I didn't think we'd get this many liters out of the field. So honestly, this might end up being worth making one large rice field, but we're still not going to be able to know like the final total until we sell it, obviously. But honestly, for the amount of money and work we put into this field, this is going to turn out pretty darn well for us, I think. Alright, I just got back from a little photo op outside the Massey Ferguson, and man, this thing is a lot nicer than that old top liner we used to use in FS22. That thing was a beast when we used it, but this thing honestly runs a lot nicer. It feels a lot smoother to me too, so I am liking that for sure, for sure. Just about done. We should probably think about emptying this grain tank, maybe taking that trailer over to our small silos. I don't know if I'm getting stuck on the ground deformation or what, but I keep getting like stuck on something, which is just a minor annoyance. It's nothing too bad. And I'm not using GPS right now, so I don't know if maybe that's the problem that I'm having right now or what, but you just keep getting stuck on things. It's very strange feeling. Alright, so I gotta pay attention to this grain tank, make sure we don't overfill it and run over our crop. Here we go, 8,000. So I'm gonna back it up, and honestly I'm just gonna park off to the side. I'm gonna take the trailer over. I don't really want to drive the combine all the way over there, so I'm gonna just grab this. Oh, left some behind. That's alright, we'll just run it over and destroy it. Why not? Alright, so let's take this little trailer over to our grain bin. See, it's really weird. So it took 8,000 liters, and this thing's such a little. It's just such a little trailer. It's so funny to me. We should be able to. I don't know. We should be able to finish that field. We should be able to finish this field. We'll see. I don't know. That field does look quite a bit bigger, though. See, what's left there kind of looks like the rest of that. So we'll see. I do like that this trailer holds a full grain bin worth of grain though, so that's kind of nice. You know, you don't gotta worry about having to make multiple trips before the grain bin on the Massey fills up and all that. So that's kind of nice. That'll come in handy. I wish we did have a bigger trailer, but this is what we got. And honestly, I don't want to spend money right now because I'm just looking forward to going across the street and buying that property as soon as possible. So hopefully we can get there in just an episode or two. I don't think it'll be this episode, that's for sure. I don't think this will sell for that much money. I mean, if it does, if we do somehow make $225,000 off these grains, I will absolutely zero us out to move across the street 100% to at least get that land started. I would do that in a heartbeat, of course. Something else I just thought of that does kind of make this trailer inconvenient, being only 8,000 liters, is the fact that we're going to have multiple trips. When we go to deliver this grain, we're going to need multiple trips. Unless we rent a larger trailer, I don't know. I just don't know that that's worth it, honestly. It really depends on the price, I guess. If it's only $1,000, I mean, renting a larger trailer might make sense. I'm not sure. Or I could just suck it up. I could take the extra trips and just be happy with the money I make. I mean, that's certainly always a possibility, right? If I would just suck it up and deal with it. I think staying the course and probably just keeping the rice on board and continuing to make money is likely the way to go, honestly. I don't know. I'm always second guessing myself with this kind of stuff because I definitely don't want to set us behind, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, if we do get set behind, it's not a big deal. We'll overcome it one way or another, but if we're working towards cattle, is long grain rice something that we want to keep doing long term? It was obviously great to try it, but I'm just not sure if long term that's what you want to be doing if you're going to be focusing on cattle. had that small strip of rice to go before we had to fill the grain bin on the Massey, so had to empty that. Now we are just about done, so that's the good news. The other good news, honestly, is that we have a ton of other work to do here on the farm. We have all the silage bales that are fermenting right now. Right before we started doing all this harvesting, those were at about 85 or 86%, at least on the first field over there. So we are going to definitely check those, get those all checked. If they're ready, we're going to take them, we're going to get them sold. And then we're going to check the prices on the grain, see if the long grain rice being sold is a smart idea or what the plan is here with this, honestly. I just filled that. Why am I? All right, so we're going to leave the harvester there for now. We're going to take this, we're going to dump it into the silo. Okay, so I got the grain all put away. I left some of it in the trailer and put it into the garage for now. The majority of it is in the silo. I'm backing the Massey back into the storage shed. We are done with it for now. I also took a look at those bales over there. They're only at about 90% fermented, so we're going to leave those. I took a look at the price of our grain, and honestly, right now for the long grain rice, it's better just to wait on it. It seems like the max price is going to be in July. I can actually show you guys this new mod that I downloaded the other day. It's a really great mod, so you should check it out. It's called Time Saving Check. It's Time Saving Stock Check is what it's called. Sorry, I can't talk this morning for some reason. So it basically tells us right here, max price, max value, max month. It's really straightforward. It basically only keeps track of anything you have stored. So that's what I like the most about it, because if you come to this one, you kind of got to search through everything and find this or that. But, with that mod, you just go to this menu and it's all right there. So we're going to hold on to it for now. The price is down. It's about $1,030 per 1,000 liters. So we're going to wait. Especially with the fact that we're trying to save money for across the street. So we do have to wait on that. Now with the bales, we are going to sell them pretty much almost immediately. So as soon as those are ready, we're definitely going to hit it. For now, we are going to definitely extend our rice grain. So I just tried to combine these rice fields and just encountered something really weird, honestly. I tried to combine them, and every time I tried to cross this path, it would just keep saying field cannot overlap item, something. It said something along those terms. I tried pretty much everything and finally just gave up. So what I did was I came over to this side of the field and I basically just extended it a little bit. I put it up to the corner there that I own. I also extended it out that way a little bit. So as you can see, we do come right up near the road now. And out this way, we sort of come out a little further, whereas we did stop right about here at the shadow of the tree. Now we go way out here. So that should get us a little extra rice in this field, hopefully. I did spend way more money doing all that nonsense than I wanted to, so that is definitely, I don't know, it's kind of disappointing. I spent about $10,000, I think, or somewhere in there. So, and all I ended up doing was adding a tiny little bit of field because I'm not sure why it wouldn't let me combine these. In theory, it should have. It's just something weird right here where this road used to be. Obviously, you can see I kind of just painted grass over it for now, but I don't know. Very strange. Never had that happen before, or at least yet. I do have another save going that I just play sort of in my free time, and I haven't had that happen, so weird. So for now, what we're going to do is I need to pick up these bales out of this field, at least as many as I possibly can, because I do want to fertilize that grass field one more time before we mow it again. So we're just going to get these out of there and hopefully make enough room so I could get the fertilizer trailer in there and sort of start getting that all prepared for the next mow, because we didn't fertilize it the last time, and I feel like it might have cost us a little bit of money in the long run. I was just thinking as I'm scooping all these bales up that that harvest was so like anticlimactic. It was just we waited all that time to get all that harvested. We're so excited to harvest our long grain rice that we've done for the very first time, and then it lasts maybe 10 minutes because it's such a small field. So it's just I don't know. It was just pretty funny to me. The good news is, like I said before, we do have one singular goal, which is to buy the property across the street now, and we are on track, honestly. Other than the $10,000 I just spent, I don't know. Why do I say things like we're on track, and then I say I just spent $10,000 randomly. Yeah, so other than the $10,000, we are on track, though. I'm just excited, man. I'm excited where this could go now that we have a plan in place. And, whoa, that was almost really bad. That would have flipped the trailer if I would have hit that correctly. I also have to start thinking about how I'm going to get these mushrooms to the sell point. Honestly, haven't really put a ton of thought into that yet, but we are going to need some sort of flatbed trailer or a pickup truck or something that we could put all that into that isn't going to cost an absolute fortune. I kind of wonder if I can actually fertilize with all those bales still in the field across the street, on the bigger field rather. I'm not sure if when I spray the fertilizer, if it will just avoid the spots with the bales, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want it to miss the spots with the bales, but I think that's what we're probably going to have to do, unfortunately. Oh, missed a little corner there. I really do wonder how much fertilizing this grass actually increases the yield. I think it'll definitely help. Obviously, that's a game mechanic, but I wonder how much. I wish there was something out there that would actually tell me. And maybe it's just because I haven't looked enough, but I haven't really found anything that'll tell me how much it actually matters that I fertilize and do all this other stuff. So, hey, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments, and I will definitely be grateful for you telling me. I was driving by these rice fields and I just figured I may as well fertilize them. I'm already fertilizing right now. I don't know when I could plant the rice, but getting a layer of fertilizer on them certainly isn't going to hurt anything. It's not going to really use a ton of fertilizer either, so honestly, no harm, no foul in my opinion. We ended up getting everything all completed in terms of fertilizing those fields and tending to any needs that they had. Wasn't really a whole lot left to do. We were just waiting on all these bales to ferment so this way we could get them sold. And honestly, today's the day. We're going to take these and we're going to get them all sold up. As always, we are checking both ways so we don't get T-boned or ran into a giant lot sign. And we've arrived at the animal dealer, just waiting to unload here and see what we can get for all these bales. Hopefully we get a decent amount. I believe the last time we got about 16,000 per trailer or somewhere in there, so that's gonna be what we're hoping for here. We got 19. We got a little more than we did last time, so that's good news. Honestly, we might get a lot more than what we got last time. I'm surprised by that, but I'm not surprised by that only because at the same time when we were doing all the bales and picking them up, I felt like there was more there. So we definitely have a lot better yield on these trailers, so that's great news. We have to go get the rest of the bales, and hopefully it's the same old story with those ones, honestly. Look at this. Oh goodness. I tell you, these drivers in Riverbend Springs, I don't know who hands out the licenses here, but they don't do a very good job. They definitely need to take a little more driving tests because it's not good news, honestly. I mean, every time I go down into town, I get in an accident or somebody turns in front of me making me slam my brakes. It's just out here picking up the rest of these bales, and man, that fog is something. It is really thick this morning, honestly. I really like it. I like it in most cases. Some cases I think it's a bit too much, but like right now, I'm picking up bales. I'm trying to do my work in the field, and I don't know. It looks really good. It looks different. I like it. It definitely brings a little bit of a, I don't know how to describe it, like an aura to the map you're on. So it's going to be really cool to see how modders incorporate it into their maps, honestly. Because a lot of times they do a lot better job than Giants, just putting maps together and getting that feeling of actually being in a world together. So definitely looking forward to that. Alright, well, the trailer's all filled and it's time to go make us some money. Okay, arriving for delivery number 2 at the animal yard. Let's see what we get out of this trailer. Hopefully another 19,000 or more. Unload bales. Oh, beautiful. Same amount. You love to see it. We're up over 100,000 for the first time in this series, so that is great news for us guys. $124,000 left to go before we can buy our new property. They're just gonna keep on trucking along and working hard, guys. Oh, that was my fault. That one was my fault. I'm sorry. I don't think I've ever seen anybody have more problems with AI drivers than I do on a video-to-video basis. And I'm starting to honestly think that maybe it's sort of my fault. So we've got our third trailer. It's about a quarter full, if that. Definitely won't get 19,000, obviously, because it's not a full trailer, but we should still get a decent amount, so I'm going to take it over and get it sold off immediately, just so this way we have the capital to work with if needed. And also, you know, I just don't want these sitting around the farm at this current time, so I'm going to get them sold off real quick. Back at the animal dealer, as always. It's time to offload once again. These guys are getting to know me quite well, honestly. They always seem to have the highest price on the silage. That's why we just keep coming here over and over again. So only 7,000, but that's okay. It's a short trailer, honestly. That's right in line with the rest of the trailers. I'm kind of sad right now. I just had to spend $9,500 on fixing the tractor because the condition was getting pretty low, so took care of that now. If you remember in our 10-day videos, if you actually watched leading up to FS25, we did a series where we had 10 days to make as much money as possible so we could start this farm. I let my tractor get too low on its condition, and it stopped. It just stopped working, so and it wouldn't let me repair it anymore. So now I'm kind of skittish to let the tractor's condition get too low. I didn't repaint it or anything. All I did was repair the tractor itself. So, I mean, $9,500, but that's part of having a farm and having tractors. It's, you know, the upkeep too. So, unfortunate, yes, but it is what it is. So we got all those bales sold. We're up to just about $100,000 now. We were over until I fixed the tractor. But with that being said, that's going to be the end of today's video. I know it seems, maybe it seemed short, maybe it seemed rushed, but you know, I think I was planning on the harvesting going a lot differently. I thought it was going to take a lot longer, and we just don't have much of a field. So right now, I'm going to end today's video. I want to go and I want to brainstorm on what to do with these rice fields. Now, the thing is, rice can't be planted until April. So if we plant in April, then we got to wait a whole nother season to get that all taken care of. So we may honestly just do away with the rice, and we may do a crop that's a little more friendly in terms of planting time and harvesting time. We need something with a quick turnaround. The faster turnaround we get for a decent price, the faster we can get into our next farm. So, which is right over there where that big brown building is. We're going to buy it. It's $225,000, and we're going to work as hard as we can to get there as soon as possible. So I want to be there in the next 2 videos. So we have a lot of brainstorming to do on how to do it, whether that's contracts or planting more silage, whatever it may be. We need to get over there. We need to get the cattle barns up. We need to start working on the farmhouse and all that good stuff. So if you like today's content, please leave a like on the video. If you so choose, you know, subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more content. We will have content out just about every other day, maybe every 3 days for now. I did mention when we do get some new maps rolling into the Farming Simulator 25 community, I will likely start a second series, and we'll try to get videos out even more often, maybe even a couple a day or so. But right now, we're just kind of waiting for things to shape out with Farming Simulator 25. Got a lot of stuff going on. The mod tools just came out, so be patient. Make sure you have a good day. If you have any suggestions or comments, definitely leave a comment on the video. And as always, adios.